desert is just such a unique and rare opportunity to experience this beautiful creation. It's unlike anything you've ever seen in your life before.
We are Redline Motorsport. We participate in the South African cross-country motor racing series. Outside of that, we build cars for the Dakar, FIA T1 cars, and a lot of our training happens out in Namibia, which is in the big dunes, some of the biggest dunes, natural dunes in the world. And we do 3 to 4 trips a year, which is based purely on either testing and training for the Dakar, or alternatively around corporate entertainment. The trip itself is based in Camp Libreville, which is 35 kilometers from Walvis Bay, which is on the west coast of Africa. The camp is based at the base of the dunes, which is literally, you get up in the morning, you climb in your race car and you drive 500 meters into the dunes. The Nissan V8 race cars are purposely built for Dakar. We bring those are available. We have the V6 version of it, which is also a race car, purposely built race car. And then we have our normal Nissan Navaras, which are our support vehicles, and those are taken out into the dunes as well for the technical and corporates to follow in while the training and the testing is done. It's an incredible place to be. I think for people in the world that have got aspirations of doing Dakar, this is probably one of the best testing places they can make their way to. So for someone that really wants to learn how to drive in this type of terrain, this is the best place to do it. Whether it's recovery, it's technique of riding in these particular dunes, this will be the place to be.
What Terence offers as a client is a complete seamless experience. Vehicles is delivered to Namibia, technical team is here, very professional setup. Driving in the dunes is a very special experience, but at the same time it's quite scary. They've adapted a course that will allow novice drivers to develop the skills to be able to go to an event like the Dakar.
It's uncompromising, and you have to really adjust your technique to drive in the sand. But you learn all of that here. Like, I remember the first time coming out here, it was extremely intimidating, to say the least, because you're literally driving on the sides of sheer cliffs of sand that is, but nevertheless you're intimidated. The car feels strained, it's drifting all over the place, battling to stop too hard. You know you're going to get stuck and you're going to have to dig, so you don't want to do that, but you have to keep moving. And that's where Don comes in and teaches you how to read the dunes, how to glide up and down the dunes, the perfect points to prevent getting stuck, and also to make sure that you're safe and you actually conquer the dunes.
The technique in the dunes is a completely different ball game, completely from any form of cross country. You know, the terrain itself, the texture of the sand, the undulations of the dunes, the reading of the dunes, the whole thing, the technique, the challenge, it's just completely different. It requires a completely different skill. We do a lot of work obviously with Don Nievout, and Don Nievout has been here for absolutely years. We teamed up with him, so we're dealing with probably one of the masters of the desert.
So he grew up in this place, and for many years he learned how to master the dunes, and it's a very unique skill that he's brought to many of those who are privileged enough to experience it.
I need to be in the desert, I understand the desert, I was born here, and all I want to do is tell them how to read the dunes. If you can read the dunes, if you can understand the dunes, if you can understand the way they form, then you can drive. You can't drive something if you don't understand, if you don't know it. You know what gives me the most pleasure my whole entire life? It's to see other people enjoy what I provide them.
Most of the groups that we have are split up between the guys doing their Dakar training, and then the family and friends that have come out for the adventure. And they're, the guys are doing activities like sandboarding, a lot of obviously photographic work that they want to do, and then obviously just the experience itself of actually moving and making your way through the dunes.
The first time I've been to an environment like this, first time I've ever been in the dunes, just to see it is unbelievable. Just the experience, never mind getting in the car and racing around and having the thrill is legendary.
My first impression was I couldn't imagine that the car could be that quick and absorb that much impact. I think that was what struck me the most initially. And I think also the desert itself is an amazing place. You know, there's dunes as far as you can see. From if you stand at the top of a dune, it's just sand completely. So it's an amazing place.
There are no words to describe what I felt when I saw the dunes. It just completely takes your breath away. Just knowing that they're in these incredible vehicles that are so in control, but yet the terrain is so unpredictable, but yet we still have the greatest fun.
I believe in my driver, so I got full confidence in the experience of Terence. And on the back of that, I actually just enjoyed the thrill. It was like being in a roller coaster, but a continuous roller coaster. It doesn't stop. You go everywhere you want to go. The freedom is incredible. So from my point of view, it was so unique. I've never experienced something like this. In the business world, I mean, you get a chance of potentially visiting places all over the world, but nothing where you have the opportunity of experiencing something so close to home, but absolute freedom and absolute thrill.
I think this is something that's really special. I don't think not a lot of people get to experience the power and exhilaration of a 5-litre V8 Dakar ready car. Now when I watch Dakar, I'll have a whole new respect.